Welcome, everyone. So thumbs up who has joined one of these before. I want to see a lot of thumbs.
Thumbs.
Okay, Emma, you don't count. Please don't be a smart Emma. Come on. Very exciting. We've got lots to talk about today. For those of you who haven't joined us today, this is our quarterly webinar to go through what's new in Google Workspace. As you imagine, there's a lot of AI in the what's new, so we'll probably be touching a lot of AI topics. A little bit on some of the things that we do in Devoteam and offers that you can also partake in, and a general roundup of what's happened in the quarter. So let's get going. That's the intro. Great. And that's the team, the very large team here. Actually, that's only part of the team. I wish I could get them all in a photo. There's just too many of us. But yeah, let's go. So I will have to excuse Simone, who's she was ill this morning, so she won't be able to join us. So you're going to see Martin and I struggle over some of her topics. But hey, we've got I see some faces that can probably help us out if we miss any info. And I'll hand over to Martin to do a quick intro, and then I'll take it from there.
Thanks, Pablo. So my name is Martin Hoxie. I've just joined Devoteam. So I'm a Google Workspace product expert. So in terms of my Google Workspace journey, it started in 2010. So I've been around for quite a while now. It's getting worrying, actually. And if we get to the end, you'll actually see a video of me 10 years ago. So I'm delighted to be joining you, Pablo, just to share some of my insights in terms of what's happened in the last quarter.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining in. Really excited for you to join us, Martin. So looking forward to see what we do next. Those of you who don't know me, so I think the slide needs updating. I had a bit of a title change recently. So I'm head of technology and AI here in the UK, and I head up customer success services across EMEA. So Devoteam EMEA. Many of you might not know the size of Devoteam. They're pretty big. We're in most countries in Europe with a very large team with a lot of customers. So we manage all of those across all the customers. Good. That's enough talking about ourselves. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So firstly, some news. There is actually some news that came in hot and fast, so hot that I didn't manage to put a slide in, so you're going to have to listen to me. So we have a new partnership with a service called Jump Cloud. So we now support Jump Cloud, and we can talk you through the offerings that Jump Cloud offer. Where we see this positioned is to fill any gaps where you might feel maybe you want to keep a legacy service running while you transition into the full Google Workspace, or if you just want to manage something that's a bit more legacy, we can use Jump Cloud, and we support that now from Devoteam. I realize there's no slide and there's no details, but we will go into detail. Please follow us on LinkedIn. There's lots coming out about Jump Cloud. We're very excited to partner with them. So it's really good news from our front. Thumbs up who knows or has used Jump Cloud. There's even a hand up. Look at this. Okay, wow, that's a lot of thumbs. Okay, so there we go. Well-known name. Good news for us. More news. See us in person. We have legs, I promise. If you don't believe us, you can join us at one of our in-person events. So we have events across Europe. I'm very excited about our London event, the 16th of October. We're going to have a guest speaker, Avocado, to talk through what we've done before and how they have used Devoteam to do multiple things: save money, enable adoption, all that crazy stuff. So if there is a country near you, you don't have to be in that country, and we're on the continent and a lot of them, so you can drive over from Brussels down to if you need to, if that date suits you. Please do register, join us in person. We're very excited to see people in physical form. So please do sign up. Lots of exciting stuff. Good. Right. More events. We are just full of events. Emma has clearly been doing some great work, and with the rest of the marketing team. We have very soon, we have a live webinar on agent space. So we have specific sector use cases. So on the 23rd, we'll be talking about how you can use agent space in telco, and some really cool use cases. I think there's put a LinkedIn post recently about it. If you want to register there, that's great. Same thing on financial services, healthcare, and fueling retail and growth. How do you use AI in those sectors is basically what those sessions are, and where we've seen it used before. So please do join us. Be a lot of fun. I'll be running with Kais on those events as well. Good. I think this is over to you, man.
Yeah.
You get started with the first one.
Yeah, it didn't take us long to get into the AI features. So just a thumbs up or thumbs down if you've started using Notebook LM in any seriousness. Yeah, so lots of fun. So fantastic product.
I'd be so annoyed if no one was.
Yeah. So this is for Google Workspace users. Notebook LM has got this really nice update. So you've had the audio overviews for a while now. Now you've got video overviews, and I'm just going to quickly run this little clip of a video overview.
All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at some seriously powerful new updates. Let's talk about the core of what we do. It changes how you can engage with text. All right.
So hopefully what you're getting the idea here is this is all automatically generated, and the fact that it's able to pull in these graphics as well, I think is really impressive in terms of what you can do, the capabilities. And so in terms of just quickly getting an overview, a visual overview with that audio commentary of the content you've got in there, I think is a really impressive feature. And this is actually a notebook where we took all the Google Workspace updates for the last quarter, we threw it into a notebook, and this is what it generated. So I think it's a really impressive output.
And I think just to add to this as well, because I want to hear some thumbs up. Who uses Notebook LM for giving the rest of the team or the sales team, buckets of information in short periods of time, like sales enablement or anything like that? I want to see lots more. There we go. So I think this adds to that. There's a lot of visual learners. So the audio is great, and I use it in the car. Poor kids know everything I do at work. But I think the visual part is missing, and I think that's what we're really seeing here. I think the use cases here are super powerful. Training up your nurses to know about a new pharmaceutical drug that they need to be prescribing, those kinds of things, it's really powerful. So I think for those that don't like sitting reading a 200-page manual, this is ideal.
And yeah, so you'll see it in the Studio panel on Notebook LM. It is just for the Workspace edition, so just to be aware of that. Moving on, I think we're going to stick with a bit of AI. And I think in terms of app sheets development and growth, we've already seen Gemini integration there in terms of creating apps. So now you can actually integrate Gemini into your app. So I think in terms of processes, capabilities, I think this is adding a huge step up in terms of the product. And I think this is just a tip of the iceberg in terms of what we're expecting to see in the future as well. So hopefully you can see on this graphic in terms of the process there, processing images, the fact that you can do this in a very structured way, so you're designing your own prompts, I think is really valuable. One thing I would just say about this, so this is an AppSheet Enterprise feature, so it's not part of your Gemini for Workspace license, so you'll get AppSheet Core for free. But this particular feature, you're going to need to think about additional licensing. But I think it will pay for itself if you get the killer use case in.
I mean, there's a really clear use case already. Think about how much you spend on an expense system. Imagine you could take an expense system. You don't have to pay for that as a SaaS product. You can use it as an app sheet and then take a picture of your expense. Gemini is going to process the expense, and then it's going to submit all the details for you with an app sheet. So actually, you've already got a massive saving off the bat from that.
So I think the next one we've got in this is also, so AI classification. So this is Workspace Enterprise Plus feature, but everyone's got so much data in their Google Drive. And just going back through your historic data and start classifying that data, who's going to do that when you've got millions of files? So AI classification, it's been out for a while, but this update I think is quite a big step change. So previously you could only train one model, so you could only apply one type of label using the AI classification. Now you've got 5. So I think, and there's been a lot of additional updates as well in terms of the UI, being able to retrain the model. So if you're on a Enterprise Plus license, this is something I would definitely encourage you to go and look at, because I think this is going to, in terms of protecting your estate, your particularly around data loss, or just managing stuff in terms of the retention policies that you've written down in paper, but you need to start applying. I think this is a great solution to go for.
If you're anything like me and a procrastinator, I keep putting off the DLP rules you need to put in your environment, because you know you have to make a regex. And let's be honest, how many people like making? Put your thumbs up if you enjoy making regexes. I expect to see no thumbs. And so actually this is just a really easy entry point to start putting DLP in. It's no excuses, very quick. Give it sample documents, your DLP is ready to go. And I think also the fact that they've gone from 1 rule to 5 gives you an insight as to where they're going with this, right? We're going to expand more AI security in Google Workspace. Yeah.
So on to, I know you love these, Pablo, booking pages in Google Calendar.
Too many.
It feels like, I don't know, it's like the calendar team and the Gmail team have had a love-in, and they've just gone, how can we actually integrate these products together more closely? So the first thing, just out of interest, how many people are already using your booking appointment slots in Google Calendar? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
We've got a few.
So this is a small update. It's just making that more exposable to you as a user in terms of just being able to set these up from your Google Calendar a bit more easily. I think this, in combination with this next update, so this is the part, the Gmail love-in, actually when you're composing stuff to pull in your existing booking pages or to create propose new times as well. I think these are super powerful features in terms of, can you just, we all do that, don't we? We send that email exchange, when can you meet, blah, blah, blah.
12 emails later.
Yeah. This is, and in terms of integration, it's a really interactive experience. So it's reducing that context switching as well in terms of setting these up, but also using them so the recipient doesn't have to keep switching across from different pages and sites.
I agree. I'll add to this because I get a lot of questions and like, how does this work? If I send in an email slots that I'm available and someone books that slot while the email's sent, so it uses AMP, which means that it can update the available slots when the person reads the email. So another great thing is you don't have to keep doing that back. Oh, wait, no, that slot's already gone. Let me send another email. This is an old way of working. Use the appointment slots in Google Calendar. It will save you so much time. And then I just want to ask, because I'm nosy, thumbs up if you have bought a third-party calendar booking system. I love that we have thumbs down. Oh no, okay. Some people I need to go and talk to because you're already paying for one. We can reduce your technical debt. But okay, this is good. If you didn't know this already, you can now go away and save your business some money from, what was it, 13 minutes into our quarterly webinar.
So I think this is your one.
Okay, good. So which one's it? Oh, I love this. This is where sci-fi tech comes into Google Workspace. Okay, quick thumbs up if you've seen that new button that comes up when you're in a meeting room like we are, and it says meeting room detected. Have you ever seen that? Anyone seen that yet? Meeting room detected, you'll see it on the, okay, we've seen a few. Does anyone, so I can't ask questions. I don't know why I'm asking the question, but the technology behind this is actually really cool. What happens here is when you open your laptop and you go into the lobby screen that you see here, your microphone and the speakers between the meeting room and your laptop are communicating at a high frequency that you cannot hear. And so the meeting room device knows that you're in the room because it can hear that ultrasound frequency that your laptop is putting out. It's kind of like the dog whistle between your laptop and the meeting room. And so it will say, hey, you're in this room, want to check in? And you don't have to do anything extra. So you'll be logged into the room, and then it does one extra step, which I still think is very creepy. It's going to look at the webcam in the meeting room, try and understand which one of the people you are and say, is that you sitting in that corner, as you can see here? And you can say yes or no, and you've mistaken me for someone else. And it will use your profile picture to try and best guess which one of you is in the room. Very creepy stuff. I kind of like it. I mean, if you told me that this was going to be in like 3 years ago, I would say no way. But give it a go. I think this is really, really excelling the meeting room.
I think this is the beginning as well of improving take notes for me for hybrid meetings. So I think this is one of the first little baby steps towards that.
100%. And then just slightly unrelated is if you do join a meeting room, you won't get any echo if you have your microphone and speakers on, because actually it's going to detect that you're in the room, and it'll actually use your microphone to help make sure that you can hear everyone in the room. This is all AI technology that you don't get to see, but it actually just facilitates your meeting, which is absolutely fantastic. I think I get too excited about meeting rooms. I shouldn't. Good. A little bit more technical. And I think this is something that a lot of people have celebrated, if I'm honest. So thumbs up if you do AI adoption or Gemini adoption in your business. Have you communicated and encouraged the use of Gemini and Google Workspace in your business? I see some thumbs up. If you haven't, come talk to me, because that is definitely something that we should be doing. So those that put your thumbs up, you will absolutely love this feature. So previously we'd only see the Gemini usage and log reports in the admin console. Now we can export them to BigQuery, and I think this is actually a pretty big one. Now we can get much more insights and understandings of how Gemini is being used in the business. We do a bit of data export and reporting on these BigQuery export logs. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Well, I've peeked at the data that you get, and it's so much richer than from the dashboard that you get in the admin console. So you can actually see when people are getting passive prompts from Gemini to try things out. So I think in terms of the data set there, you're going to get far more insights. You can put your own dashboards on top of these, Looker Studio, to understand how the business is actually using and adopting AI, and identify areas where you might want to step in and do a little bit more training and support.
Yeah, and one of the common things we find is that Drive side panel is one of the least used, but that's because it's least understood. And that's where we get these reports to really drive down into those areas. It's really good. Cool. Excited on that one. Let us know if you need help. Oh, I like this one. A little bit less business, but I'll explain a little bit of background. So AI has notoriously been very good at explaining things. If you use Notebook LM, you'll hear the podcast. It explains in depth in a simple to understand manner. Google's gone one step further. Now, caution. If you use this with your teams and colleagues, it can be a little bit condescending, I've realized. But you can make a really nice, easy to understand storybook style. It doesn't have to be for kids. It can be an adult storybook style introduction to a topic. So in this example you see on the screen, I actually just decided I'd try and explain my job. I genuinely struggle to do that to adults, let alone a 3-year-old, my daughter, as to what I do when I go to work every day. It actually came back fantastic. I put in a document with my role, my CV, what I do, and it came back with a really nice story to explain to my 3-year-old what I do when I go to work. Now, that's just like me and my 3-year-old, but I have done this before, and I say caution, with salespeople with a call they've missed. It can be a little bit condescending, so just be careful, but it is a really nice way to digest information. And maybe even a nice marketing ploy as well. Again, it doesn't have to be geared towards 3-year-olds. It could be geared towards stories for adults as well. It's very cool. There's Lord of the Rings examples and stuff.
I'm disappointed you didn't do my onboarding as a storyboard.
Oh, do you know what? Bloody well, I should have done. Oh my goodness.
An idea for us to take.
Oh, I will. I'll take the next person on board for a storybook. Thumbs up if you have tried this already. I'm curious to see if anyone's given it a go. Anyone tried it? Let us know. Try it. Do something. This is really nice for like internal things. If I'm honest. Next slide. Here we go. Oh, it's not moving. There we go. Okay. Wow, we're really going from one topic to the next. Thumbs up if you know. We'll take questions at the end there if that's okay. So keep that question in mind. Put it in the Q&A if you're in the meet. We've got too many people to be able to do questions at the moment, but thank you for your thumbs up. Or your hand up. Thumbs up, who uses context aware? I'd love to see a lot more thumbs than you. Okay, 2, okay. This is a really powerful feature if you're not already aware. Context aware can detect the state of the device that you're logging in with. I think this is really important. It's also known as a zero trust feature. So a simple context aware might be you're not allowed to access Google Drive unless you're in the office. So I don't want anyone accessing Google Drive or in the pub. You might put that rule in, so it will detect what network you're on and say, okay, actually you're not in the office, you can't access Google Drive. You can do it for Salesforce, for other apps you have SSO into. And you can even say, actually, any laptop that doesn't have a password, you're not allowed to log in. So these simple rules are really, really good. So the difference here is that you can now do a warn. So some of the feedback was it's very digital. You can either have it on and then you can't access your account, or you can allow it. But now there's an option to warn users to say, actually, this device doesn't actually meet our criteria. I'm going to let you in anyway, but hear this as a warning. And I think this is fantastic because I don't know about you, but I've locked myself out twice testing because we didn't have warn. But just be careful, obviously. It's very digital. It was very digital. This is a great way of understanding how many users are using devices that don't adhere to what you want them to adhere to without affecting their day-to-day. So I think this is a really good step in the right direction.
And in terms of change management as well, it's such a vital step in terms of avoiding a kind of a war full of tickets coming in. So it's a great update.
Yeah, this is it. I think definitely if you're using context aware, use it. I think it's a really good feature. Good. Oh, there we go. So this. Yeah.
The natural language explanation as well.
I love this.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I saw this earlier and I thought this is excellent. So I don't know if you've set context aware before, but it is a little bit clunky to understand what it's doing and why. Hey, AI is everywhere. Why isn't it in here? So it has been introduced into here to give you a nice, simple understanding of what the policy does. I don't know about you guys, but if I go and look at context aware rules that someone else has set up, trying to unravel them can be so confusing, especially when you've got nested ones. So I actually welcome this so much. It's great. Good. All right, let's move on. Oh my goodness. We were putting these slides together earlier, Martin and I and Simone, and we were thinking, how has this been so long that we haven't had this? So this is the ability to allow users to request to allow an app that is blocked by your environment. So I'll give you an example. I need an app that sets my signature for some reason, right? But it's blocked because I've blocked apps that have access to Gmail, or I've just blocked those apps. So now instead of that being blocked and they can't do anything about it, there will be an option for them. Is that in the? No, there's no picture of that, is there? But they can request an admin to say, hey, I need this application. Can you unblock it? The admins get an email or a notification, and they can go through the review process to unblock it, which is great. And let's be honest, most users won't actually go through the process of opening a ticket, sending an email for an app they quickly want to do something with. So actually, this is a really good point of capture.
Some nice updates this quarter in terms of workspace administration and just making some of these pain points so much easier. So I think this is one in particular. It is that in terms of that whole change process and supporting you as administrators in terms of making your environment more secure.
100%. Yeah, I agree. This is going to make hopefully IT admins' lives a lot easier, I hope. All right. I'll take this one. You can take the next one. We're going to cover some own slides. So thumbs up if you speak French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, or Spanish. Not all of them. I'll be really impressed if you can do all of them. Okay, right. There's loads of thumbs. Good. This is very applicable to you. So the feature set, the update that's coming is that take notes for me is coming in these languages. Give me a party popper emoji if this is what you have been waiting for ages. Is this the feature that you've been waiting for since Gemini got enabled in Google Workspace. Because I can totally understand if you are one of these language speaking and you cannot use Take Notes for me, I would be very frustrated too. Take Notes for me has been fantastic. I don't know about you, but it's like reduced the amount of work we've done dramatically. So the fact that it's now coming into your native languages is super exciting. Yeah, so please also be, I think it's already out. We don't get as many excitements when it's been out for so long. I just looked at the date there. But if you haven't tried it, please do try it as well. Also, please be a little bit patient and with Google. So Google is an American company. The native language is English, so they get lots of time to make those perfect. With the other languages, it can still be a little bit of a learning process for AI. So before you come back saying, oh, it makes loads of mistakes, like it is a process that will improve over time, the more it's used. So please do. Northern Irish. Yeah, we've got, when's Northern Irish coming? Northern Irish is English. Just speak better pronunciation. Good.
So switching across to Google Chat. So we were just chatting about this one before the call, and it's like, what, haven't we already had this? But so this is extending the Gemini summarization in Google Chat. So away from your home tab, you've got this within your conversations. You've got these. Hopefully, you're finding them really useful summaries. It's amazing in terms of Google Chat development. I was actually looking. I was delving into the Chat API documentation, and in terms of the last year, so much trajectory in the product, and this is just a continuation, making it useful for you, hopefully, as users. So hopefully another little useful bit of AI assistance for you.
Now, don't get me wrong, we do have a lot of giggles with some of these summaries. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but some of the summaries can be incorrect. So do take a look. I think I've got some screenshots and some very funny ones about people trying to get other people some cookies, nothing to do with what you spoke of. So I think it's come a long way since then. It's really improved, especially as AI and new models have improved. But do take a look at them. So the reason I say this is because a lot of people I spoke to say, oh, I've ignored them since that initial rollout. So do come back to them, have a look at them. They've definitely improved a lot since then. Good. Okay, listen to your documents. I think, okay, so correct me if I say anything wrong here as well. I tried this out the other day. Do not expect this to be a Notebook LM audio overview, because that is the expectation I had when I first tried this. It is not. It is not going to digest everything in the document and then give it to you in like a podcast. It is literally a person reading the document out, which at first I was like, oh, but actually it's pretty good when you're off, I don't know, making a coffee, listening to the document while you're doing something else. It's actually really good. And it's more natural. I don't know if you ever remember the days of like Dragon Naturally Speaking and those Windows.
Well, it's a great accessibility tool.
Yes.
And also, I've listening to podcasts recently, and in terms of actually proofreading documents, listening that's what they tell authors to go off and do, is read their manuscript out loud to themselves. So a nice addition as well, just to help you proofread documents.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, we can do that. That's good. Give it a go. It's there now. It had a bit of a slow rollout, by the way, so it didn't actually appear on those dates, but take a look. It should be there now. Good. What are we doing here? You can take this one.
Yeah, I really like this. So, and we do hopefully we'll have enough time at the end to get to this. So it's product integration here. So you've got your videos in your Google Drive, and you just need to edit those very quickly. Now you've got this ability just to open it with Google Vids. Everyone's using Google Vids now, yeah? Anyone not touching Google Vids yet?
Well, let's ask the question, who's using Google Vids? Thumbs up. Oh, it's not as many thumbs as I want. We've got like 60 people in the call. There's only a few. Okay.
There's some other Google Vids updates we'll get to, which I think we're just adding to it as a product. But this is a really nice feature in terms of just quickly editing existing videos that you've got in Google Drive. It's a really nice integration. and you can do some basic edits there.
Okay. So this kind of aligns a little bit to what I'm going to talk about in a second. So I'll take this one. So AI image editing in Google Slides. We're going to go through a few of these features about image editing, but within Google Slides, and I don't actually think it's rolled out because I couldn't test this. You can get an image, select an image that you have on the slide, and then at the moment you should know that you can remove the background, but you're going to be able to do more. You're going to say add studio lighting or place it into a studio, move the car outside. And so actually, I don't know about you guys, but I think this is a big time saver. So the amount of times I've got a picture of something, but it doesn't suit the topic.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go find another one, or you're going to have to go and create something else, and it's just a pain. I think this is huge. It's a minor feature that has a huge impact, I think. And it's one of those that you'll start using, and then you'll just, if it's removed, you'll realize, oh, I don't know how I look without that feature. We're coming to headshots and image creation in a second. This is quite exciting as well. So this is coming out, expected to be rolled out by the end of the month. So definitely refresh, spam that F5 button to see if you've got that feature yet. Good. Okay, I really like this one. There's a bit of backstory to this. So thumbs up if you've tried Nano Banana. Anyone tried Nano Banana? Yeah.
I can see a few hands.
Yeah. Fair few hands. I mean, like if you've been anywhere in any kind of social media, you'll see it's been going wild. So my grandmother, half Mexican, my Mexican grandmother passed away not so long ago, earlier this year, and so like the whole family started digging out these classic photos. Some of them were burnt, some of them were torn. And I said, well, give it here. Let's see what Nano Banana can do. So with a simple prompt of take this picture, make it look like it was taken by a camera in 2025, keep the faces the same, relatively simple prompt. This is the output of that going through Nano Banana. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. Look at the detail. Look at the way that it's tried to read the text. It's made an assumption on the car. So my prompt, I gave it a year, I gave it what they were doing. And so with that understanding of the context, it's going to color it. It's going to, give it some more. And I think this is huge. It's one of the really nice use cases. So there's other really fun use cases you can do, like making yourself look like you're in the 80s, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you've seen that trend. But applying it to business is really good. If you're in telco and you want to put like a very clear picture of a router, which is a bit fuzzy, all those kinds of things. Very, very, very useful. So this was really fun example of how powerful Nano Banana is. One caveat, guys, before you get really excited and try this yourself. If you are in EMEA, UK, so basically anywhere on this side of the world, Nano Banana will not process images of people. I know we're recorded, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you happen to have an IP address of a US IP address, you can then do it with people. So it's very, very cool. It will still not do anything with children, and so don't try and get your childhood photos. That won't work. It needs to be adults, but you can appear like you are in the US and do Nano Banana on people as well, which is really fun. Good. This is out now. You can use it within gemini.google.com. Very powerful. Give it a go. And then we have VO3 Google Vid. So question, has anyone used VO3 to generate I think it's 3 seconds or 8 second video? 8 second video. Has anyone tried that? Good. I'd love to see some creations. I've made some very strange ones, but it's very fun. So to add to that, you are now going to be able to upload an image and then ask VO3 to make it into a video. This is really cool. So imagine you're trying to get a concept of, something like what they've got here is a bag of coffee and what scenario it's in, or how you open a laptop. Maybe you do laptop sales and you want that laptop to be animated in opening. Very quickly, very easily, you can make that into an animated video. To go one step further, I went a little bit ahead. And by the way, the Veo 3 does add audio. So in your prompt, you can ask it what audio to add. So that previous picture, I piped it through Veo 3. And it's now animated my late grandmother and grandfather. I'm just shocked by this.
Yeah.
To be able to not only take an image, which is so badly degraded, bring it up to a 4K standard, and then animate it will floor your family. And so this is just a great example of what you can do. Again, Veo 3, if you make the image, if you make yourself look like you're in the US, you can do Veo 3 with people. If you're in EMEA, you can't. It would just be objects and scenes. So thumbs up if you're going to go away and play with Nano Banana and Veo 3.
We've probably lost half the audience now.
I'm pretty sure they're all playing with Veo 3 now. I would actually, I don't know how we could get it from you, but I'd love to see some of the stuff you guys are producing. Maybe we'll send out a form as a follow-up or something, but I'd love to see some of the creative stuff you guys can make. Good. Oh, it says there, available in European economic, so European area, Switzerland, United Kingdom, there we go. So give it a go. Good. We spent a little bit too long on that one. Okay, AI avatars. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but it's the opposite. If you don't want to be in the video. So if you're doing an instructional, if you're doing an onboarding, and you're at home, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, your hair's a mess, and your cat's sitting on your laptop, but you still need to do the video, then you can get, I think it's like 20 avatars or something. You can get a selection.
A week. Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so you can create 20 avatars a week. You've got a selection of like 6 or so avatars to choose from. So you can make yourself look like someone else while you're speaking, and they will look like they are using your words to speak. It's quite a bit eerie, a little bit scary. Also, if I do a lady's avatar, my deep voice is even funnier. But give it a go. It's in Google Vids. And actually, it's really nice because it adds that personal touch to explaining videos and things like that and onboarding.
It really, in terms of capabilities as well, what Google are doing is mighty impressive.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
These aren't just like cartoon avatars. I just want to make sure it's clear. These look like real humans that are speaking the words you are saying. I think there was a famous CEO that did this in their company announcement last year. You can now do this for your company announcements if you wanted. Good.
Should we skip that?
Yeah, let's skip it. I think we've got other stuff. Okay. Making videos with Google Vids. It can be like, I don't know if anything like me, but I want to be a perfectionist when I'm making videos, and it takes me an age to put it together. Oh, what scene is it going to cut over to? What's the transition? So this feature really gets you going from a blank page to pretty much a almost complete video by using a deck. Let's say I've got a sales deck that I've got to talk about a new product that we're going to start selling at Devoteam or service. If I've got that deck that's already created, or marketing's helped me put something together, then I can just take that Google Slides and use it to ask Google Vids to make a video. And it's really powerful. It's going to take your themes from your deck. It's going to take the colors, the images, the context. It'll add videos to it that are relevant. It's really powerful, and I really strongly suggest you giving it a go. I wish I could demo all of these features in these sessions, but it's just not long enough. Yeah.
It's been around for a while, but once you've gone through that process with using your slide deck, something that's been around for a while, but I don't think many people know about. You can copy and paste slides into vids. So it's just
as a transition. Yeah.
Edit, copy, edit, paste from Google Slides into vids. So if you've got a particularly complicated slide that's got lots of information, you want to keep all that, you want to keep a lot of the branding, you can copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste. It's really good. Honestly, this service, I'm going to be brutally honest, I didn't think it was going to be quite as powerful as it has become. So definitely give it a go. Oh, there we go. This is yours. Go for it.
Yeah, so I think this is our last one. So I promised you a peek of me 10 years ago. So I used to do podcasting, video recording, and I would just spend so long trying to edit those post-production, and it was just so painful. Now, so with Google Vids, you've got this ability to actually take an existing video. So we highlighted the feature that you can open your video from Drive, open it with Vids, and start editing that video. And what this feature allows you to do is it will take the transcript, it will detect keywords or ums and ahs, and allow you to edit your video based on that. So something that would have literally taken me 2-3 hours to do for a 20-minute clip, you can now do in a couple of clicks of a button. So I think it's really impressive.
So before you share the video, I literally said to Martin that's just for the audio, right? I said, no, it's for the video. It literally takes the ums and ahs and pauses from the audio and video and stitches it together as a seamless shot. I'm kind of curious because I haven't seen the video. I want to see this too.
So let's switch across to here. So here's one I prepared earlier. So we've got our basically a video that I've just uploaded to Google Drive, and what I can do is, if I can get the context menu, we can actually open it out. We've got this open with, so we can open this up with Google Vids. So this is just showing you the experience that, let me switch across to here. So you get this previews, it's just opening video. So once the video's in there, you'll have this little edit with transcript button. So it does take a while. You know, if you're thinking about what Google's doing here, it's actually taking the video, it's extracting the spoken word into a transcript. So it does take I think about 60 seconds for a clip this length. So in true Blue Peter style, here's one I've made earlier. So this has already done the transcript detection, and hopefully what you can see here is we're able to set up our filter words. So which it's detected here, and so you can see all these highlighted in the script. And within one button click, I've removed all the ums and ahs from this video. So we just, in terms of the let me just, in terms of the quality that you get back, it's really good. And there, you know, for some situations you can, there's a tiny little audio glitch
that hasn't come out from Google.
But I think in terms of video editing, it's just going to save so much time for people, that particularly when you've got some really nice features in Google Vids in terms of screen recording. So in terms of end-to-end production of high quality outputs, you've got so many options now. You can record yourself, you can do an AI avatar, you've got the trans AI voiceovers. So the capabilities in the product are really impressive and ever expanding.
So, important question, will it get rid of me swearing?
I'm pretty sure when I had to play around with this last night, you could set up your own stop words. So so we'll give it a go after this.
Yes,
we'll work out.
Working with Scottish people, working with a very loose tongue can be dangerous. I'm very glad that you can do that. Excellent. So thumbs up if you're going to give this a go. Do you do lots of videos? Do you broadcast videos to your business? Is this something that you would want to try? Right. Oh, we did get some thumbs up. There you go. That's on our side, I think.
I think it is.
It does also mean that we've got a little bit of time for Q&As if we do have any questions on some of these. But please bear in mind, we don't have all the answers. So we can definitely give you a bit of background on some of these. I'll have a look at what questions we've got in here as well. You can also, if you dare, you are put your hand up and unmute. There we go. So go ahead, unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. I've got to put the volume up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Can you introduce a little bit about how to use Google Alerts, like to
Google
find
Alerts.
out if your reviews of your companies and if anybody commented on your business or some things like just
Oh,
like
so you mean
get a
Google Search Alerts?
yeah.
Okay, so we don't cover Google Search in this because it's a totally different product. But I'm more than happy if you want to reach out afterwards, we can get you in touch with the right people for Google Alerts. I'm absolutely fine with that. I think that's actually a case of just going into Google Search and setting up the alert on your account. But for sure, let's make sure that you filled up the registration form so we can be able to find your email address and we can reach out.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
We'll
you.
reach out. No problem. Any other questions? We can go through some of the ones. Do we have any on here? So we've got. I do like some of the comments here about audio transcripts sometimes getting confused with words like VLAN versus villain. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Just remember that everywhere that you've got the word villain in VLAN, like Northern Irish accents. Kieran will get there, I promise. And just scroll up. Let's see if there's any other ones.
I don't think there were any more.
Okay, so still only able to. Oh yes, Andreas asking about blocking per OU and not by group. I assume that's context aware.
I think this was the third-party apps. So I think there's more.
Okay.
I think in terms of functionality, hopefully this is an area that Google started putting a bit more love and affection into. So we all love applying policies via group. It's such a nice way of doing it. So hopefully that's going to be something that they'll get to.
Yeah, that's good. I think I'll add to that. Andreas, watch this space. A lot of things that were only OU and now group. So I think we'll just have to patiently wait a little bit for that one. But I wouldn't imagine it wouldn't be too long. Let's scroll up a little bit, see if there's any other ones. Oh, alerts functionality, that's fine. We did that one. Okay, cool. I mean, if you don't have any more questions, we can give you a little bit of time back, but hopefully that was useful. Thumbs up if you learned something you didn't know you could do in Google today. Amazing. Even some of our own team were putting their thumbs up. Guys, we did this internally. Good. I'm glad to hear. Go ahead, you've got a question.
Yes, I'm just curious to understand. We are using Google a lot. We also want to use Gemini more than we are actually using it. But we are struggling a bit as we are a European-based company, but there are no guarantees that the processing of data, even the data resides in Europe, that the processing of data still remains in Europe. Are there any work around that? So ensuring that the processing of the Gemini processing of data is, dare I say, geo-based located.
Okay, this is a really good question to ask on this forum because it is not always clear-cut. So my question back to you, and this is really important, is do you use Google Workspace today?
Yes.
Okay, so the good news, so there's good news and bad news, but the good news outweighs the bad news, so it's good. The good news is that Gemini, you can think of it as exactly the same way it's processing data as you are writing a document. So Gemini does not take and move data separately to the existing data in your Google Workspace environment. What do I mean by that is if you have Gemini enabled on Google Docs, for example, everything's within that confines of your Google Workspace account. So it's not like we take data from Google Workspace and put it into a Gemini, which is hosted somewhere else. That's not what happens. Actually, what happens is we take a version of Gemini, an LLM, and we put it into your Workspace environment. So that Gemini follows all exactly the same rules as your Google Workspace. Now, there is some exceptions, and I would want to take that offline as well. But pretty much for the broad use case here, and I'm assuming you're on Google Enterprise Plus if you have restrictions on where the data sits. Is that fair to say?
We are, yeah.
Yeah. So because of Enterprise Plus, you've got more granular settings. So Gemini doesn't necessarily adhere to the granular settings; it adheres to the overall workspace setting. So there's a little bit of detail there we have to go through. But if your domain, your top level, is set to a certain region, Gemini follows that same process, if that makes sense. The exceptions I talked about, I think, are in Finland and one or two other places. So there is a few exceptions, and we can talk through if any of your users land in those exception zones. But the rule of thumb is that Gemini doesn't move data to process it in AI. AI is in your workspace environment. So that's the high level explanation of it shouldn't take data into somewhere that's different to where it currently sits or is processed. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. My next question will then be, is it possible, because we are a global company, or we're part of a global company, is it possible to make the location of the Google Drive and the data geo-based? Otherwise,
Yes.
otherwise we are stuck. Then our data is processed from Gemini in on the southern, in New Zealand or Australia.
So we need to fix the workspace setting to fix
Yeah.
Gemini settings. What you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the right attitude. That's exactly it. So with Enterprise Plus, you do get quite a lot of granular settings, but not quite as granular as you might want. So what I'd like to do is probably take this offline, because I don't think it applies to everyone, but we can see which countries you want what users to be in. And then Martin or I, or anyone from the team, can give you a breakdown of what is doable and what we can work around, if that makes sense. So when I say work around, like maybe it doesn't fit in, I don't know, in Germany, but it's okay if it resides in Netherlands, next best thing. So we can take that if you're quite a wide country, we'll take that case by case and take a look.
I think as well, in terms of Gemini's baseline compliance, in terms of the data I've seen, it's the market leader in terms of Google going through those processes to get SOC 2 and various other acronyms that I have to say I need to Gemini to actually understand what they are. I think also in terms of general trajectory, so for the last 12 months, I've been on the kind of periphery of a data portability project that Google are kind of spearheading in with Google services in general. And so I think we'll see increasingly Google responding to market needs in terms of some of these very points that you're raising in terms of localizing even more your data and your processing so that you can meet the requirements of your business, either in the EU or in your situation as a global organization. So I think there'll be a lot more in that space as well.
I'd love to put something in to talk about this, because I could talk about it for a long time, but I'm not sure everyone else is going to be keen to drill into security.
We can do this offline.
But it's a very valid question and applies to everyone. But the key takeaway here is that Gemini follows the exact same security ruling and how it works as your Google Workspace data. That is the baseline rule of thumb for anyone who's wondering where their data is used when they use AI in Workspace. It's not. It's all within the confines of your environment. Okay.
Thanks.
Perfect. Good. That was a great question. We've got another few minutes if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I think we can wrap up. But please do, if you're not shy and you're okay to speak with the nearly 50 people in the call, do pipe up if you've got a question.
Also put link in the chat.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't want to say it.
In fact, I'll just make sure.
So great question. We've got a question about if we make the presentation available to watch on demand. Yes, it's on YouTube Live, so you'll be able to watch it afterwards. But we also do edit it, make it nice and tidy and easy to watch, and then put it back out. So you'll be able to watch this as many times as you like. Put it in front of the kids in the living room. Introduce them to us. You can do that as much as you like. No problems. And Nano Banana, works excellently in Sweden with humans. Oh, I did not know that. I'm quite jealous. I don't want to use it.
I think it does work in the UK now as
With
well.
humans?
Yeah, yeah. I did the classic. I 80'd and 70'd myself.
Okay, good.
And so I didn't have.
So I think it's the video part that
Yeah.
you probably can't do with humans. So who asked that? Oscar, give it a go with the Vega 3. See if you can video a picture of a human. But yeah, definitely worth a go. Thumbs up if you've already made a Nano Banana image or a Vega 3 while we're on the call. I won't be offended. No one.
So many use cases.
Oh,
I've seen
goodness.
people already starting to do things like edit existing diagrams that they got, which historically was something that Gemini app really struggled with. It's like, can you make a process diagram for
You
this?
just reminded me, I shocked myself the other day. So I put a transcript I had with a customer, like we just had a conversation you and I got. I put the transcript into Nano Banana and I said, generate the architectural diagram of how users are provisioned for this customer. And it made an architectural flow diagram with text boxes, everything. It floored me just the other week because this was notoriously something you can do. So definitely give that a go. Text is much better, all of that stuff. It is that, yes, I agree. That is a game changer. Give it a go, for sure. I think the key here is to play with the features. I think a lot of people underestimate that they just go and attend one of our sessions and they know everything that they can do. Play with the features, test them, get their limits. I think that's really, really important. Good. I think we can close up, to be fair. You've literally got 1 or 2 more minutes if you have got a burning question that we haven't answered. Photo to video feature or that. Oh, when will the photo to video feature? It's out now. If you want to make a photo to video.
I think that might be one that's still restricted, but we can double check the notes on that. So it's strange in terms of some of these AI functionalities. Google obviously just being sensitive of certain
GDPR
requirements
and,
within regions. So
I mean, it makes sense. I could take a picture of the Prime Minister and then do what I want with them in a video. That's a little bit concerning. So, with great power, as they say, don't start making videos of people you hate in nasty ways. And with that, we can close out. Excellent. Thanks so much, guys, for attending. And there you go. Andreas just answered the question. Video editing with Drive to Vids is also currently only available in English. So that's really, thank you very much, Andreas, for that. We are going to close up. We're going to keep going otherwise. Great. This will be recorded. You'll be able to go find the link. There'll be a follow-up. And thank you so much for your time. I hope this was useful. And see you next quarter. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.